everybody. It's Dr. Taylor. Man, our subject today is equal opportunity. Were we given, the black race, African American race, equal opportunity? No, we weren't. We were never given that opportunity. And even today, it's still a struggle. We may have been predominant, successful in sports, music industry, but when it comes to corporate businesses, we still have to make our mark in that arena. We have to become empowered to business. If you can establish a business as an African American, black individual, that's where you establish power as well and wealth. Going into business for yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work, because I work. But that's a means to an end. When I work, for me, it's about survival. That's what it is. It's survival. I owned a corporation. I found the most joy in working for myself and working in my own corporation, in my own business. I enjoyed getting up in the morning, going there. Because you know why? I was on my own time. I punched my own clock. And there's many ways that you can go into business for yourself. I feel as African Americans, as black people, we need to empower ourselves in business, in the business industry. Whether you create yourself a blog as this one, or whether you do Facebook, YouTube, create you an app, come up with a creative idea, go into business for yourself. It doesn't have to be big. There's people who actually lawn grass for a living, and that's their business. But guess what? They have freedom. The freedom to wake up when you feel like waking up, not when somebody else is telling you to wake up. For myself, I worked a job to leverage myself. It's what I call leveraging. I figure, if business didn't work out, guess what? I have something else to fall back on. So I empowered myself and I educated myself. So at any time I decide to walk away, which I've done many a times in state government, left my job, went into business for myself, my own corporation. Then I decide, okay, the economy's bad, I'm not doing too great in business, now I'm going to go back to work. Okay, I can do that because I leveraged myself. So I would say it's a good thing to leverage yourself. You can become educated, get yourself a degree, have yourself, a job. If you need to save up money, go into business for yourself, create yourself a business. And if you don't have a business, invest in some type of mutual funds or IRA and just let it build over time. But a lot of people like money for the here and now. They don't want to wait 20 years out, 30 years out. So go into business for yourself. There's all different kind of ways to create a hustle. As long as it's a legitimate hustle. One is not going to get you in trouble. But yeah, I'm all for it. And I really think that as African Americans or blacks, that we have to empower ourselves. And I know that there's been a setback for many of us. We didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth where we had heirs who continued on that legacy of wealth. That legacy of wealth was brought up through slavery, where our ancestors were slaves of the evil people who enslaved them to work and build wealth for their families. That's how that went. So we didn't get that opportunity. So today, we have that opportunity, and it should have been something that we were given all along. We should have never been enslaved in the first place. But there's a lot of evil people in this world, and they use many of us for their own personal gain. And it has carried on into generations of today to where their families are wealthy. People were born into wealth because of years of enslavement and using blacks and African Americans to build the wealth. So I guess I should say today, in this era, is your only opportunity, because you didn't have it back then. Your ancestors didn't have it. Some of you may have been brought into wealth, but not all. So you find it other ways, whether it be through music, whether it be through sports, whether it be through, technology, whether it be through clothing lines, whatever your heart's desire, art, whatever your desires are. Establish your own business entity. Establish your own wealth. Find out what your strengths are and and work with those strengths to build your own empire. Because only then you'll find solace and peace within yourself. A lot of people, many of us, hope to win the lottery and play lottery and, just be dreaming these things. But you can't. You have to make those dreams a reality. You have to try. As I said before, failure is not trying. So, and again, in time, that wealth will build. And one of the most important things, don't be looking for an expensive building to start your business in. Start off small. Keep your overhead low. Establish a high stream of revenue. Build some capital. Once you get that capital, then you can have the ability to empower yourself. Build your business credit. Build up. You got to start somewhere. You may not like where you start, but at the end it may bring you great rewards. And it has for many. Many of us have started small and it got big. So try to find something to leverage. And I know, I get it. Some of you might, I'm not business minded. I just like working 8 to 5. Hey, to each his own. But I highly recommend, that we as African Americans and blacks get a piece of the pie. Figure out a way to empower ourselves in a positive way. It's just not for the elites. It's just not for certain minority individuals of different races to be wealthy. Wealth is for everybody. Everybody who seeks it or seeks to achieve it. That's what it's for. It's called an equal opportunity. And I realize it's something that we weren't given that privilege of many years ago. But we have that opportunity now, even with education. Don't let it slip by. Obtain your education. And some people didn't get an education. Some people become wealthy without education. And that's okay too. You build your wealth that way, just leverage yourself. Make some power moves, some investments. Have something that you can definitely fall back on. Should that business fail, you'll be like, I'm going to go to this business now. I'm going to work on this one while I rebuild this one. Yeah. Have yourself a whole entourage of businesses going on. That way you have money coming from all angles. That way you're not setting yourself up for possible failure just on one thing. You empowered yourself in many different ways. Most of all, enjoy what you do. Have a good day.